Hello and welcome to this week's Waterhole Cam. Been quite a busy week and a lot to get through. Like this jackal chasing a guinea fowl. Quite a big family of Swainson's Franklins. Parents have done a very good job keeping their youngsters alive with so many predators about. Quite a large male warthog. You can see the huge warts on the side of his face. Apparently female warthogs find that very attractive. And that's a Natal Franklin in the foreground, photo bombing the larger animals. Anything to get onto YouTube. There's slender mongoose on the bottom right hand side of the waterhole. There's still a few of the smaller mammals we haven't had on camera yet, like the banded and dwarf mongooses, civets and porcupines, so hopefully we'll get them as it continues to get hotter and drier. And this is an interaction between a jackal and a duiker. The jackal is at the waterhole and the duiker just behind and to the left. Now the jackal is not much of a threat to the duiker in circumstances like this. When they're in packs they can hunt down even larger antelope, and if it were to find the duiker lying down chewing the cud it might be dangerous, but like this the jackal's got no chance. We had a few warm days, about 25 degrees, but very hot in the sun, so the warthogs have started to swim again. But the water's quite chilly, so they don't stay in for very long. Just the one elephant this week for a change. They obviously enjoyed their drink here last week as they've come back with some friends. There were 5 in total. unusual for me to see so many together away from the den. When we see them, it's normally just one or two. This is a bird called a spotted dickhorn or thick-knees. They are nocturnal birds. They're not actually water birds, but sometimes they enjoy a little bit of a paddle. And this is a water bird, the hammerkop. We're getting them quite often lately. They forage around for crustaceans and frogs and similar things. And this is another water bird, a greenshank. This is a first for us. I've never seen them at the Waterhole before. And he came 3 or 4 times over the course of a couple of days. Part of a bachelor herd of impala rams. They tend to do a lot of sparring to establish dominance before they go and challenge one of the territorial males. Pretty embarrassing for the impala on the left because he lost to a male with one horn. I think we've had one of these optical illusions before. It looks like a huge bird sitting on that crescent, but it's really a small bird with its wings folded in flight. The leopards are back after a long absence. I think that this one is a young male. There was another leopard that came running past just off camera and came back to drink later on, and I compared the two. And this one is much stockier, has a much thicker neck, although not as thick as it gets when they become fully grown. So I think that this is a young male. And this is the female. Apart from the more slender appearance, when I looked in closely, she has quite a distinctive spot pattern on her neck, which will make it easy to identify her in the future. And that is a small owl, probably pearl-spotted owl, trying to grab insects off the water. And there he's back. You can see on the left-hand side he's gone for a paddle as well. The bird's really enjoying paddling around in this waterhole for some reason. A troop of baboons on one of their rare visits to our waterhole. It's quite dangerous for them out here. There's not a lot of big trees around, so if they get caught out in the open by lines, they're in a lot of trouble. First male lion on camera, coming to have a nice long drink, or not. His brother, on the other hand, was less discerning, and he did stop for a drink. Now these two are part of a group of 3 brothers who are in control of quite a large territory, including our reserve and some of the neighbors. There were 6 to start off with, 3 of them died, and just the 3 left. Now these 2 spend most of their time on another property, leaving their brother as the main guy in charge here. But they do pop in every now and again for a brief visit. As it turns out, after they left here, they hooked up with some females, and they've been hanging around here today, not at the waterhole but nearby, mating, so they're going to stay around a bit longer than they normally do. And lastly, our wildebeest still hanging in there. And that is it for this week. Hopefully more of the same next week.